we open up. God, what issue are we on?
Like
5?
I don't know the total number, but it's volume 5, issue 4.
We're on volume 5, issue 4.
So I didn't count the villains as a part of that.
That is true. So we're on issue 4, volume 5, and we just see this entire hole, and we see Aztec behind. And in the streets, there is just lights, fire, explosions, and we see what was left of the team in the building just looking out from the broken glass. We open up the issue and we see Sprawl just pounding pavement to just run, going through alleys, ducking through. He makes it about some 15 blocks before he takes a break and figures that he's probably lost pursuit.
So is that me running from the team or after the...
Yeah, just running after the altercations of the last issue.
Okay.
You get to an alleyway back in the abandoned district where you saw the lava men oh so long ago.
Okay. Well, I want to basically scan the area in general for any sign of any of the Picotech I've been chasing down, or any of verifications tech or anything like that, if they're pursuing.
Roll me, freak. And verification, are you trying to pursue?
No, I think verification is still absorbing everything that's happened.
I'm just crying in the corner.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, he is crying in a suit still. 9. Unstable temporary ticket condition.
Yeah, it's unstable. Temporary.
Alright. You're panning around, your Pikehites are now just starting to feel out, and obviously they're feeling the technology, and yep, Jesus Christ, I should have watched the last issue. Any case.
Yeah,
you did hit. You did max out, and then you got pumped because you tried to burn again. The gamble. Any case, you start getting hints of Picotech that's not your own.
Does it seem to be coming towards, going away, or stationary?
You can't tell.
No, right?
But that's your teeth on edge.
Yeah. Well, I want to set my sensors for if it approaches or builds up or anything like that, to try to detect it early to give me some warning that they're coming, because it's pretty safe to assume the ninja twins are still after me.
Roll me plus freak again, or if you want, assess. Either or will work. You get one question.
How best to end the ninja twin threat quickly?
Honestly,
Nope.
one last big confrontation. Something quick. Something decisive. Nothing like a fight. You have perhaps maybe 1 or 2 rounds to end them before they start perhaps tearing you to shreds.
Well, alright. So at that point, if you said kind of like an abandoned warehouse district?
Yup.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and go inside of the nearest one and kind of see if what's around to potentially use to my advantage in any way if possible.
You see nothing, you just see pillars. It's an empty warehouse. The only one that was still open.
Okay.
Others were locked with food stuff. No one really keeps anything dangerous in the warehouse for very long.
Well, I wasn't looking for weapons, just like anything other than just empty warehouses, basically.
Roll me freak. Uh, there's cell phone chargers. One block over, and cell phones.
Yeah, I'm gonna make my way to those. So is it just like a simple walk-in type of thing, or?
Yeah, so you can walk in. What do you want to do?
I want to assimilate them all, the phones.
Roll me that freak. I'm gonna fail one. At least you gotta fail one time, Inspector. Again. Woo! Yeah. So you're working at the cell phone, and you're starting to get through a decent amount of them when you hear the door close on you.
I turn and scan and try to see what's going on.
You see the free one kind of just like with his lightsaber, kind of like in a martial arts position with his sword over his head, just moving towards you.
Okay, and I don't see the other one.
Nope, not currently.
Okay. Well, I'm pretty beat up myself right now, so even if I weren't, then they would be pretty challenging if I was at full health and ever full unmarked conditions. But given that I have interfaced with their technology before, their specific ones in the tunnels and everything else, I want to use that knowledge and basically broadcast on the channels that send the signals between the Pikehites that they have to dump the entire internet basically into them to just blow out their sensors or their logic processors or anything like that. I don't mean like literally the entire internet.
Directly engage to forcibly download 500 terabytes of porn into their systems.
Woo!
Yeah, choose your options.
I'm going to resist their blows, or avoid their blows, and then I don't know if it would be surprise or frighten, but whichever one's most fitting for what just happened.
Yeah, well, so you just see this, and you kind of like just see like all this like gold just come across the guy's free eyes. Like it turns from green to gold, and then you just see like this other guy just hear like binary screaming from just above you, as just this other ninja just kind of like starts like horrendously just like breaking down, and he just takes his sword and just cuts off his own like head, and the other guy just like has just the gold, and it just fizzles back to green.
My.
Okay.
And he looks at the guy upwards and then goes, "That was quick."
He says that?
Yep.
So do we really have to do this?
Do we? Oh, well, hold on, guys. Well, I add one gold token for the beginning of the session.
Did we lose Lucid?
I think he might have used it all.
No, I mean, like, in the call, did we lose him?
Can you not hear me?
Now we can.
Oh.
Yeah, the last thing I said was just asking him if we really had to do this.
Crying?
Hello?
Hello?
Sorry, I'm trying to look for something, and it's not popping up. Trying to find one that I freaking like. You know what? Fuck it. Enjoy your Native American gold coin, folks.
If it works, it works.
It fits the chips. And to your reaction, he goes, I was programmed to kill you. Of course it was going to end this way.
Alright, so is it his action or mine, or...
Yeah, he'll be taking a move against you as he kind of like... As he's kind of like pulleys shoot out from his arm, and he just takes his friend's body, starts hot wiring it, and it just starts getting like a whirring sound towards it, and he just like pulls it towards you like a maul.
It's okay, what is it?
He puts these kind of like connecting like hooks into his friend's body, and it starts whining like this little mechanical whine, and then he starts using it like a maul and hurls the body towards you.
Oh, okay, I missed the connecting to the friend part. So I guess I'm rolling to take a powerful blow.
If you want to do something against it.
Oh, okay, I didn't know could.
I'm not gonna make you instantly do it since you did resist to avoid his blows.
So I want to tap into my infinite powers on my Doom track to mark a Doom point to generate a portal in front of the body coming up that when it flies through that, it's going to open up and come out the other side, smashing into himself.
Roll me direct to engage. What's your option?
I'm going to have to avoid the blows. I can't risk take a powerful blow.
Yeah, so you pull out the portal and it fly, and he kind of like manages to barely dodge it himself as he's like using his friend as a yo-yo now that's perpetually just... And you can start seeing this, he tapped directly into the power source and it's only going to be a tiny bit before it goes off.
Like he turned it into a bomb?
Yeah.
Okay.
And he's still swinging that crap around. He's starting to move closer to you, funny enough.
Okay.
And with one thing, he attaches his sword to the end of the chain and starts spinning that behind him.
Okay. So with the phones I had been able to absorb and whatnot, I'm going to convert those speakers down along my arms so they're outright, and they just start playing like these loud, each one plays a different like loud shrieking noise, like some sort of eerie, almost supernatural sounding shrieking noise as the arms elongate and distend and kind of fall forward and hunched over as they elongate farther, pushing my torso up and my legs remain behind until, like with force, I kind of kick them upwards and I almost bend in half backwards as the legs and that part forms like a giant mouth, basically held up by these two giant arms as they come down to try to eat him, basically, and the teeth of this kind of elongate into tendrils to try to pierce into his body as it closes around to take control of his pikites. And I'm going in this terrifying fashion to use not human enough to gain an extra option, even if I miss on directly engage.
Go ahead. Yeah. So, as these kind of just sound waves just pummel him, there's just, he airs for like a quick second, and it, like, the body misses you, connects with him, and the thing just disintegrates much more quickly than either of you probably thought it was, and we just see this humongous explosion as just these two cores just connect with each other, and you're just caught in this wake. And then we swip over to the building. Bastion's still knocked out. Rock and Warrior's still kind of like shocked, and Verification's crying in a suit.
Oh man, this is really bad. Verification, stop crying. A little bit. We have to stop him. He's our friend.
Worse than that, he has the capacity to drag us into a conflict we are not prepared to terminate.
Must be another way to stop him, other than bonk him in the face until he stops moving.
If that is what we must do, then that is the unfortunate end.
I don't want to kill him. We just have to drag him to the goddamn labs again. They probably know how to help him.
Do you think I wish to kill him?
Of course not.
I simply don't know what other option we have.
Don't even say that, man. He's our friend. Look, I gonna come up with something.
By the way, would this be sufficient for comfort?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I guess, yeah. Comforting verification. And I assume you respect me as a rock star?
You are the best at what you do.
Okay, still, okay. Here we go. Yep.
Woo! So, I get to... Yes, I get to clear a condition.
And I gonna give us a team token.
Yay!
Look, verification. Just trust in our abilities. We rock this boat. There is gonna be a way to help Sprawl.
Okay.
And I wasn't even lying about possibly blowing up Aztec, because that's where all the evil came from. In the end. And that's probably also where we will find him. But for now, we have to take care of Bastion.
Right.
Alright, you got that, Starman. Just believe in yourself.
I'm clearing hopeless.
Appropriate. Yeah. Then I pick up a Bastion from the ground, take him piggyback, and then like start walking down this broken stairs.
Yeah, Bastion, we see all these news trucks on the ground, and Bastion, you wake up in the middle of you getting like dragged down the stairwell.
He just kind of opens his eyes and sighs.
Yo, Bastion, you with us again?
Yeah.
How are you feeling?
Do you yet live?
Yeah.
I don't want to answer that question right now.
God damn it.
How much do you remember?
Well, I remember what I said might happen, happened, Well, I thought we were in on this together. It turned out that wasn't the case.
God damn it, you two are terrible. You just believe in this team. I mean, you guys are so good friends and you did so much shit together. Why can't you believe in just like that we get through this as well?
Let's just say that my track record as a leader has not been a good one.
What are you even talking about, man? You're a superhero.
That doesn't mean that I'm listened to either.
Damn it. Alright, just cry as much as you want and just like self-pity yourself, but maybe for the time's sake, get yourself a little bit together so we can save Sprawl.
Do you see me? I got things I have to do. I have a couple people I can talk to. I can hopefully track him down. Because I'm a bit too damaged to handle him right now.
You don't have to face him alone. We are all a team still.
Like I said, I think we should get our organization more involved with this capture.
Sure,
because while we can handle him, maybe, which is not a very likely maybe right now, we can't handle what's chasing after him and him at the same time.
I disagree.
He kind of looks back at you and like, he looks like fucking garbage, seeing as I'm still sitting at 4 conditions. Like, he's like, I can barely use my powers right now. So really, it's a 2v1 plus any that are coming after him. I feel like this is a situation where we need to call backup.
We'll do that, but please just keep yourself together, Bastion. We need you. You might be selling yourself a little bit short, but you're the powerhouse of this team.
He just stays quiet and he's like, well, I can walk on my own at least, so.
What Sprawl needs is his friend. Not Bastion, the broken-ass superhero, but Sam, his friend. Can you do that for me?
I mean, I tried then. I'll try one more last time. Hopefully he'll listen.
Alright.
He won't just kill me.
Goodbye pep talk, despite his bad, moody...
Yeah, take it.
outlook. Can I, yeah, let's do that as well. And I guess Sam also respects me as a rock star? Yeah, alright. And...
Just,
what the fuck?
wow.
No. That's not right. That's mundane. Sorry, I wrote superior. Fuck. There you go.
Wow, I was about to say, Bastion, take another condition.
Like right on the edge of being passed out again.
The fucking rockstar needs the mundane to cheer his fans up, man. Yeah, and I gonna clear my own insecurity because I'm currently the one pep talking everyone.
I guess I'll remove guilty. Bastion probably doesn't feel like what Rock and Roller is saying is necessarily correct. He believes that Rock and Roller believes it, in which case, at least someone's on his side right now. He does actually look better about that.
Alright. You call in all your help you have. Verification, I don't know what you could do, maybe the same. And I do also something. And keep in mind, we are all a big band, I mean, group of friends, fighting crime together.
Let's first determine where Sprawl is, then we can move to render aid.
Definitely.
Oh, that's the thing. I know I have a connection with a Whiz Kid, so I might be able to get the magic side of the Illuminati helping us with this situation.
Wait,
Already warned that this might happen. Yeah.
Alright, that's a plan, Bastion. To the rock and roller mobile. And I start running off.
You have one of those?
I think you
Verification ship.
I think you see
Ship descends.
I think you see Rockroller like emerge like in the street and just like bashing the window into one of the cars standing there.
Oh, whoa, whoa!
You know, firing it.
Hey, that's someone else's car. He kind of like stabs out and like hurries over to grab him. He's like, oh, how? We can take his ship or I can fly. One of those things that doesn't involve stealing.
But it's the Rockroller mobile, man.
Someone else's car.
Not for now. I bring it back. I promise.
He looks at you like, yeah, that's definitely. You're not just gonna forget it when we get into the fight.
Just get in and stop complaining.
This is verification. We're gonna put this boy in the ship, right?
The vehicle?
Not the car that isn't his. I mean your ship that is yours.
Just get in the ship.
Thank you.
Oh,
Rex.
no. Yeah, just being seemingly powerless, being dragged along.
We do not require additional ground transport.
God, you guys. No fun at all.
He just kind of opens his mouth, closes it, rubs his eyes, and is just like, oh, let's just go.
Now,
Where is Carmen San Diego?
where in the world is Sprawl?
I would like to go to the Illuminati first.
I will drop you off, but we should make a scanning pass of the city.
As you say scanning pass, you hear an explosion.
Or we could go to the explosions.
I guess that whole good idea about backup's gonna go out of the can.
Here, I point to one of the command consoles that is, or well, the other backup console that's after the first one got fragged by Totally Not Sharpshooter, and just say, contact them from that console.
Alright, I'll see if I can. And he's like trying to look at the console and see if he can figure out how to message Showman.
Okay.
And as you punch in what you think is the number, we see the the cafeteria phone by the door get a call. And Showman's playing with this woman with a golden mask, and he kind of looks at it and goes, "That's not going to be fun." And we swap back to the Sprawl in the warehouse district. You're coming out, bits of tinder and concrete falling on you, acrid battery smell, just color smoke fills the air as you kind of like stumble away. Oh yeah. Destroying them? Yeah, sure. Feeling a bit better about yourself after tearing two of them to shreds. It puts, of your more human anger. It's gone, honey. Yep. So, do you have a specific destination in mind, or? So, as you kind of you're like, okay, I just need to lay low for a tiny bit, and you're like, so how do I get out of here with just super running again? Because they'll eventually probably go into space and pick up a satellite, and you're like, wait, how did the ninjas get here? And roll me freak. Woo! You keep wondering how the ninjas got here. You hear sirens in the distance, and back to you are super running again.
And would it be feasible to try and scan the area around the explosion once we get there?
Yeah, but first I want to take care of the call with Bastion. As Bastion, you pick up the line and goes, This is the head of the magic department, the Wizard of the Coast speaking.
Hey.
Yeah, this is Bastion.
Oh, I see they didn't give you your call sign yet.
Yeah,
But I
remember
didn't tell you.
how I talked to you about the potential situation with one of my teammates boiling over?
No, I don't particularly remember that. I remember the powers business.
By the way, he did actually mention that.
Oh, did he? Did you?
Yes.
Okay. It's like, okay then.
Because I was already ready. I laid up the groundwork to do exactly this during that time. He's like, yeah, one of our teammates have gone completely AWOL and plan on destroying the Aztec building and their executives, no matter how many get hit in the crossfire. And we could really use some help trying to pin him down, since there's also robots trying to kill him. The situation's kind of spiraling out of our control.
Shit. And Columbus is out in space, isn't he? God damn it. I'll ring up what I can tell, and he goes, Insignoma! Yeah, I need you to take a nap. You got anything distinguishable about this guy?
He kind of thinks, and just, it gives the current description of what Sprawl looked like since he last saw him. He's like, he tends to change his look when he takes too much damage. But overall, he should be seeing someone trying to access a lot of tech around them.
Alright, I need you to find Neo.
Fine.
Yes, I know.
Oh, he's like, never mind.
No, I do understand that might not be the most accurate reference, but I just need you to find something that reminds you of Neo. High tech. Yeah, that'll be another minute. Hey, do you mind if I put you on hold, kid? I gotta call another couple of departments.
Yeah, that's fine.
And you get the ding, and then you start hearing the typical on hold song of I Feel Fine by the Beatles.
The irony of this song is not lost on me.
This is not actually the typical Illuminati song. In any case, as you kind of like pull through another 2 minutes, we go back to Sprawl. I mean, verification, you end on the scene and you can see this burning husk of a warehouse. There's a yellowish colored smoke to it.
I would like to assess the situation.
Go right ahead, bud. Name your question.
Okay. What here can I use to find Sprawl?
Chemtrail.
Alright, I'm gonna set the ship's... what's the word? Set the ship's sniffer to look for it.
Yeah, you find something that looks like battery acid.
And I just follow it from the pilot seat.
Roll me freak with superior.
Wait, what?
Roll me freak with superior.
Unleash powers with superior?
Yeah, because you're in your ship.
Gotcha.
You
Yep.
said roll weak with superior. I was like, wait, what?
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Roll unleash your powers with superior. Roll label with another label.
Roll that. Oh, lady.
Yeah, you definitely get a hot trail. Sprawl. You're running. You're kicking pavement. Yeah, so roll me freak. Temporary unstable or market condition. Alright. So you fail to find one. So you kinda like you move a trash can, you break it open, you manage to get into the subway tunnels. Well actually you get into a sewage point, you break out of the sewage point into more piping. You now smell less like battery acid, more like shit.
Well,
And whatever unlucky building you put yourself in, and you make your way into the sewer, like you pull the trash can back over the spot quickly, and then you start running again.
Alrighty.
Verification, you hone in on this one location between two buildings. There's a restaurant to the left, and on to the right is just the dry cleaners. Both alleyways. The trail ends here between the two.
perhaps he went underground. Or he disappeared into a portal.
Maybe then we just have to rely on just hoping that he goes back up eventually. Or we could also secondarily go to the Aztec building and wait. Or third, if we're really crazy, we can just try to settle the problem before he can get to it.
Yeah, let's not hunt him. We know where he will be.
Would it be metagaming? Okay, so
If your question starts with "Would it be metagamey?" the answer is probably yes.
well, the reason I ask, normally I just wouldn't, is that if I say drill holes in the ground with plasma and attempt to get to the sewers and find him, that would probably clear angry.
I mean, if you try to use lasers to smoke him out, maybe if you thought he was underground, that would be
Okay.
closer. So
Okay.
you're just getting frustrated at this point, and you just start like lighting up with the lances. The two buildings beside you.
Second, he starts turning those on.
Whoa, hold on. The buildings themselves?
No, the buildings themselves start to evacuate.
Oh, good. Good, you're good.
Whoa, what are you doing?
We are not losing him.
We don't even know if he's underground. You're gonna blast holes through the streets?
It's the best we have right now.
We could just wait in the building. He has to go there eventually.
Verification takes his hands off the panels.
Hey, stop. You have like about 7, like a good 6 holes.
Oh, Jesus. He kind of looks at that mess.
And he sags in the backup command chair. You know, out for repairs or something. Anyway, and just I don't want to lose him.
We won't, but just hunting him through the whole city will probably destroy the whole city.
You are correct.
Like, if we fight him at Aztec, there's no collateral damage, at least none deserved.
Again, like I said before, that might not be the case, but going there would be a better idea, as that's where his goal is.
Exactly.
I still state that we should keep the priority in keeping the citizens in that building safe.
Oh,
Agreed.
they're probably gonna have a closure in a few hours.
The problem is I don't know if Sprawl will take a couple hours to be there. But regardless, the plan is
How late is it already? Is it like going like towards like?
It's like 6 o'clock.
Yeah,
Going on 7.
Office hours already closing. Anyway.
Yeah. These places stay a tiny bit later open.
Another good reason to go there and maybe like trip the fire alarm or something, so only the bad guys stay in there, so we can blow it up safely.
Let's just go there and we'll work from there. All right.
Yeah, I'm just telling you, Bastion. I hope you don't assume that building doesn't burn down at the end of the day, because it's gonna do. I only destroyed one armory so far.
Verification just grits his teeth.
Yeah, let's not talk
I
about how
know
good
verification. I know
that
you're
was.
probably disappointed in me as well.
I'm just saying, let's try to at least have some kind of excusable performance when we have to then probably answer to our superiors about everything that happened.
You take them way too seriously.
Of course I do. I mean, nothing else. One of the people I answer to is my father.
Alright, let's head there and then make sure that verification doesn't do something stupid.
Very well. Let us.
Yeah, let's go. I have one idea left for Sprawl, and then I'm out.
Alright.
Also on the way, I'm gonna activate my fan base a little bit and like send a message and say, prepare for emergency concert. Things are dire. Stay tuned.
Yeah, they respond. You get like the thumbs up and like different posters waggling.
Yeah.
Verification is going to send an order to have all the pilots stand by for a 5-minute alert.
Only the pirate pilots?
No, the special forces and the ground people too, actually. This may get big.
This is Earth business. This isn't collective will business.
Who knows? If Earth destroys itself, our mission is basically a fit.
We're here more as an embassy. I'll round up, me and Tortoise will be down. Along with, some detachments, but if you think the Earth's gonna blow itself up, don't you think we should be planning evacuation plans?
I say it again? I missed it.
If you think the Earth is gonna blow up, Captain, don't you think we should start evacuation plans, or is that a joke?
Not written in the books of paranoia, but I've heard it said that we don't run from the end of the world, we charge towards it. This is the collective will. We do what is necessary for all.
Roll provoke.
Would this be persuade with best interests?
That too.
Okay. Woo! Make it so.
I'll have him cycling, Captain. And as we cut back, you get like back online with Shum, and he's like, "Okay, here's the rundown. I got Dimitri on the ground waiting. I have Ringer on standby. I'm moving. Your friend says Neo stinks like shit. I mean, my friend says your friend stinks like shit.
He probably went in the sewers at some point.
No. There you go. And, I'll be moving a couple of, the police on standby and start a 4-block radius.
Thanks. I owe you one.
Well, Hero's going AWOL doesn't exactly look good, so... In the short term, taking a nail to the hammer. I mean, taking a hammer to another hammer, but tomorrow we look like we'll be taking a hammer to a walnut.
Yeah, he just kind of agrees with that analogy run a little wild. And he kind of turns to the other two and he's like, well, here's the only idea I got left. At least a non-combative one. I'm gonna flare up my power and hopefully catch his attention by being, in the way of the building or on the first floor. But really, he knows that I'll get to him no matter where he goes. So he can at least have one final talk, and I'll make one last appeal to Horace. And if he takes me down regardless, you guys are gonna have to restrain.
I will not allow him to take you down.
You gotta. I don't mean. I hope I don't mean kill me, but he might attack me anyways. But we gotta allow him that opportunity to hit me, or he won't. Or it won't be a thing of trust, which is all I got left.
Damn. Yeah, I'm totally behind you, man.
I've known him for many years. Ever since he took this power, he's been slowly changing. And, well, I thought I reminded him what he used to be like, but now I'm not so sure. This is gonna be my last call.
You are doing the right thing. And do you have influence over verification?
That's a question. I actually do.
Okay. Because if you didn't, you would have gotten it again.
This is big. This is big leader moment.
Yep.
A moment of truth in the less mechanical standpoint.
Yep. I will communicate with shoot, who's the S-Tech guy?
Silas O'Sullivan's just,
I will should I inform S-Tech security that their building is about to come under threat?
Fuck no, we're gonna attack them afterwards.
Yeah, let's not, just because then Madam Nix might go from the top floor to the bottom floor, and I made a promise that she was going to say something when she arrived, and I was going to have to obey it. So maybe we don't worry about that blank check until after we deal with this situation.
well, there was two kind of blank. Well, there's the blank check of you all don't get murdered. You have your agreement, and then you have her favor, and your favor to her.
My eyes narrow. You promised that to her?
Yeah, because you may not realize it. She's strong enough to destroy us all. So by having an agreement where she will not do so, and might actually allow us to move a bit freely as we desire, I made that deal. I mean, if it's going to be like hurt you guys, I'll disobey it and accept the consequences. But she's a reasonable woman.
True, and she makes beautiful pancakes, but she will not stop me from destroying that fucking tower. My eyes kinda narrow.
And
I'm afraid that in this specific case, we are at a disadvantage.
And
Destruction of S-Tech itself may be a secondary objective, but I believe the primary goal here is to ensure that our friend is safe.
True. I also want to do him the favor and take out the people who did that to him.
yeah,
And I got all the C4 still, and I point to the corner where I said just this big stack from full of explosives.
Remember that talk we had after the armory incident about terrorism? and how it's a kind of an antithesis to the word hero? That might be pretty in line with that if we don't actually get, like, any kind of permission to blow up an entire building in the middle of a street block.
Damn it. You're such a spoil spawn.
Like, not being in jail.
Rock and roller. This is Sprawl's choice. This is not something that we can do for him. Not only is it unsafe to you, not only is it destructive to who you are.
I raised an eyebrow.
I'm attempting to persuade with best interest.
No! Don't you fucking dare. Okay, I'm gonna use my influence to put that down onto a 9.
Okay. Whoa.
Don't you fucking dare to talk sense to a rock and roller. How dare you?
They make me not a terrorist.
Not terrorism, it's rock and roll, man.
Oh, you want to fucking blow up an entire building?
Mark potential or shift your labels if you do what I want. So if you don't blow up the building.
What if I resist? Then I don't?
None of that happens.
Okay, but I'm still free to act the way I want.
This is correct. This is
All
correct.
right. Yeah, I say, all right, I promise. But then I cross my fingers behind my back as I say so.
Oh, he doesn't notice that, but he does say, "Good, because we would probably have to arrest you that time for this time for real if you blew up an entire building."
Yeah, probably.
Hmm.
I will behave. And I cross even my other hand finger.
Yeah, he's like already dealing with the fucking. He's having to resolve himself to like actually have to call a cop. This one's probably a bit too much to let slide.
I'm pretty sure verification can see this, which is why you lose influence.
I mean, I already lost influence over you by using that, so...
Right. Yeah.
Alright. But yeah. That's what rock and roller do. So, do we go to the Aztec now?
Oh, let's do this.
Alright. Do this.
So you guys go and you start the way to Aztec, and we see Sprawl again in the sewers. You hear lasers, no plasma lenses firing in the distance.
And I've probably heard them enough to recognize what they are.
What do you do?
Yeah, so realizing they were trying to take me out from underground, willing to destroy parts of the city to try to get to me.
Oh my god.
I kind of pause in my trick and just start thinking, and an idea comes to me. But there's a moment of, is that going too far? But that's quickly gone. And so I reach out and I tap into the Illuminati computer network, and I dive into their data stream, and they try to fight it back, but if they release the hounds, I euthanize them. If they put up a wall, I blow it up, and they're not going to get in my way either. And so I dig through their files, and I find what I'm looking for. And I take that information, and I don't know how I did the portal thing earlier, but I know something has changed that is allowing me access to these greater abilities, and I do it again. I do it 3 times. And like I did before, I stand in the center of the 3 portals around me, and then create 3 more versions of me that kind of stretch out, tethered. And they walk through, and each one comes into a different cell. And inside each cell is one individual, and each one of them of myself opens up the hands, and kind of an invisible poof of picotech fills the room. And what it's actually doing is implanting a tiny explosive into these people, and in case they turn down my offer. And so I say to each one of them, look, I can give you your freedom, and I can give you back what was taken from you, and more. I need your help. You will not hurt my friends, but you will get to destroy. You will get to cause chaos, and I can give you technology or money or whatever it is you want in return. And I can get you back your gear. And so LS Doom, Sci-Fi Bot, and Dino Matthews agree, and they come with me as I rearm them, having taken their weapons now through the portal, kind of creating a mid-gap and into the Illuminati armory for them to suit them up real quick and pull them out, and then we all emerge through a final portal above the Aztec building. And that's my moment of truth, my 3 Doom tracks for the portal, and my influence over all 3 of those characters used.
Oh my god.
So you pop down. They kind of like, we see Dino Matthews just with like a different, like kind of like just some simple like guard body armor that you shredded through. There was one hero with like fire hands, and another one with like this weird kind of metal for hands that started burning you as they touched, but you just hauled them. It took a good 30 seconds for you to tear through them.
Do we see that on the way there? Because
No.
like,
Guys are verification, are you even circling the building, or you just, I thought you all would be in that first floor kinda?
I mean, I thought he beat us since he teleported.
Well, y'all went pretty much
Yeah.
straight there. I mean, it took me a while to find the information and actually do all this. It wasn't all instantaneous.
Wasn't you're there first.
Y'all like talked for
Yeah.
5 minutes and then flew straight there. I had to do some data digging and all this other stuff still.
And he had to break in.
So verification is gonna be circling the building in sort of like a gunship type orientation.
I think Rock'n'Roll immediately like jumps out through one of the windows into the building.
So you're all in different floors, waiting for Sprawl. And from the top, we just see the three of them pop down. Sci-Fi bought 9000 and is in an older suit of the armory, of one of the armory suits. He's definitely in one of the more outlookingly dangerous with two kind of like humongous cannons on his arm. It's like a very poor imitation of the Mark II suit. And we kind of just see him like in this kind of like beetle, kind of like with layered plates. And Dino Matthews just starts like debt taping the top of the building.
Yeah, as we come out, I say to them, my friends are here, most likely. The ones who helped me stop you all. Do not let them stop me. Try not to kill them.
So they're on a roof. Would I see
Yep.
that?
You didn't enter the building?
Correct. Yeah, I would be in like a gunship.
Yeah.
Or
So,
a gunship.
you see the portal. And you see Sprawl and Dino Matthews and one unknown pop through. And Dino Matthews just goes, sure, man, but I'm more of a... Sure. Just make sure you get that money in.
Absolutely.
And then Sci-Fi Bot just goes, I also just want a share of just wealth. Though intelligence and gold will work. In combination, it do probably just the same effect. And we kind of see Verification's gun shop come to level with you.
Stand down and you will not be harmed. All except Sprawl. Do not enter the building.
And the plasma cannons are visibly armed, and the goober guns are spinning.
You will not.
Excuse me.
This engagement will not end well for you. Lay down your weapons and disengage. You have your freedom.
And that is going to be yet another attempt to persuade with best interests.
Damn.
I am using this for all it's worth.
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, out of character, Sprawl is not going to listen.
Of course not.
Yeah.
The other three, though.
The others around Sprawl just kind of look. And Sci-Fi Bot 9000 just puts himself between the Plasma Lancers and Dino Matthews. And you can just see this force field come up, like, full-bodied in front of him. And you just see Dino Matthews just, like, put down, like, just basically, like, throw caution to the wind, put down one big charge, and goes, here you go. Now, mind if you shield me?
Is he talking to me?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so I generate a shield around him and me, like in kind of behind Sci-Fi Bot as well, if we can maneuver that way. And actually,
Yep.
like it actually extends around all of us. So if it goes through that first part of the shield, then it would have to go through his force field before it actually hits us. So it's kind of double.
So you kind of like put up this kind of like just weird like pie kite dome
Basically.
and verification. You see that they are acting in accordance with your Fred.
So they are.
They're taking you 100% seriously.
But we're not listening. We're not doing what you said.
Got
Standing down.
They're not exactly standing down.
Fair enough. All right. I'm going to. All right. I open up with the goober rounds on the three of them.
Alright, so roll freak to start chipping away at
Superior. Because I'm
yeah,
using their
superior.
ship.
Yeah, to start ticking away at the shield.
Yep. Okay. I'll take it.
What option are you choosing?
Let's make this temporary unstable.
Yeah, so you start plonking away, but it isn't fast enough, and Dynamite goes, okay, entry, fire the hole! Just hear, like, you all hear just this whump. As, we don't get to see it, but glass gets broken in the top 2 floors, and a hole gets made in 3. Well, technically 4. As Sprawl, you, Dynamite, and
LS Doom.
LS Doom also just drop in. He's got all these kind of like different vials, and he's just been mixing shit for like the past minute.
Can I generate burn?
Yeah, you can.
Let's see if I fuck this up and immediately pass out. Nope. I just very close.
Ooh. Oh,
Would you
man.
be with me?
One second. I forget. On a 9, is it 2 burn and you get,
2 burn in a condition?
or is it 2 conditions and 3 burns?
Yeah, it's hold 3 mark condition.
Would Bastion
Okay.
be with Rock'n'Roller? Or are you separate somewhere else?
Apparently you said you moved up, but either way, we're about to be very separate. So,
It seems-
wait, is it mark 1 condition or 2?
1.
1.
Got it. Alright, I'm gonna generate my burn. And I want to spend some to do 2 moves back to back.
Alright. And you start moving up.
I'm gonna use move, and I want to be right in front of Sprawl. I'll just like shoot straight up.
So you shoot up into the night sky. It's 8 o'clock. All the lights are dim. There's nothing on. Nothing goes. As everyone kind of like, as Sprawl's makeshift suicide squad enters the building of the top floor, Silas O'Sullivan is nowhere to be found. Instead, and as you, Bastion, come up to see this makeshift team of Sprawl and the Free Villains, you see the same thing that Sprawl does. You see this guy.
Oh, damn.
Oh dear. This is Silas O'Sullivan.
No.
Is there somebody like piloting it in the chest like that picture looks like?
No.
Okay, so it's just like a solid gold gem looking thing.
Yeah.
Okay. I guess
It was
we know what
about
number
time
4
you
is.
got here. It says to you, Sprawl.
Number 4.
Number 1, actually.
And I'm assuming that you're programmed to stop me, so we have to do this.
Oh, yes, we do.
He just motions for his team to move out. And I'm going to try to assess the situation. And basically try to scan him, pick up what I can.
Go ahead.
Ooh.
Oof.
And, yeah, no, you don't. You're looking around and you're pretty freaking confused, and it just, like, all of it's just whims just start, like, looking at the table. Like, it's sitting in the CEO chair, though the CEO chair is just more of a stool to it.
And so he's just sitting there, doesn't make any moves or anything.
Bastion, you're there, and, like, Bastion appears in front of you, Sprawl.
He kind of just looks at you. Like looks beyond you and sees what you've gathered. What are you doing?
You all attacked me in the building. You tried to bombard me from the sky to kill me, destroying the city, parts of the city in the process. And I have to protect myself. I have to complete my mission.
No, you really. He kind of looks at the villain and is like, oh, whatever. He does something, I'll hit him. This isn't what you would have wanted. And I'm talking about, kind of points at his heart. Horace, think about where you are right now. You're surrounded by villains, many of which hurt us. Are you willing to take our friendship to complete this mission that we are willing to do together, just not as horrifically violently as you want to? And he kind of looks at him and he says, are you willing to take me down? And kind of, for a moment, his powers are off. And he's like, not Bastion, Sam. Or are we going to do this the right way? Together. As heroes. And I want to try to provoke him.
Go ahead.
I'm also gonna let's give him this shot. It's an program.
Oh, look at the basic moves. Provoke on a 7 and a 9. Choose one. If they do it, add team. If they don't do it, they mark a condition. One of those.
Yep. Yeah, Sprawl's face is still, pretty emotionless. He's kind of watching both you and the robot in the chair. I know exactly where I'm at. I'm in the heart of the beast.
Well, 7 to 9. I guess if they don't do it, mark it a condition. Because he's a PC and not an NPC.
Yeah, I know. If they're allowed to survive, the suffering they will bring to the world is beyond anything you've experienced. I don't want to hurt you or any of my friends. You attacked me first. Don't try to stop me, and I won't have to fight any of you.
I'm stopping you because I know that Horace would want me to. He wouldn't want to hurt or even consider taking innocents involved the way that you are. He'd never side with someone who hurt people he cared about, no matter the circumstances.
So you're not leaving me to it.
Nope. I'm 1 foot in the grave. I'm seeing if you have the resolve to push me in.
So, Sprawl is going to turn to the robot in the chair, but as he does, want to detonate the earbud in his ear, in Bastion's ear.
No.
It wouldn't be enough to kill or anything, but it'd be a stun type of thing.
Roll. To direct, we engage.
Whew. No.
Yeah.
So, using team selfishly doesn't give you a +1, does it?
It lets you shift labels retroactively.
I also roll that.
We settled last time that you guys trade blows anyway, so you have to wait till he's done rolling. You missed. Yeah, so you gotta hit back at him.
Hold on. If I use a team selfishly, I can shift labels retroactively, so I could add a +1 to danger to make that a 7.
Or you can just add a +1 from team to use it selfishly and just use it as a +1.
Okay.
Not shift your labels.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and do that then.
Since we considered that we both trade blows regardless, that we both have to actually roll directly engaged, so that either of us can take the option to avoid each other's implicit blow. I'm bad at that. I'll probably fail, but I'm pretty sure that's how mechanically we're supposed to do it.
So yeah, you got a 7. Then we use team selfishly. What do you choose? Sprawl.
Yeah. I don't know if like taking like equilibrium type of thing, like throwing him off balance, kind of putting him in a daze from it.
So you want to take something from them?
Yeah.
Okay. You're gonna have to take a powerful blow because of
he's not, because Bastion's not fighting.
Oh, never mind. You're not.
You
Bastion,
meant it.
you're like you feel like you just get punched in the side, of, like literally in your ear.
Can I like do anything to resist this so I can keep standing in front of him?
Roll me freak.
Yeah, he's standing there in front of you. His powers like flare a bit, so he keeps like, I guess, contains the explosion, so it doesn't actually like knock the shit out of him, and he just stands there looking you dead in the eyes.
I turned away to face the robot after and then I did that as I turned.
Man, he's standing in front of you, so
Oh, he was
face the wall, I guess.
Well, if we could both see the robot, is Bastion between us? I guess I just had a misunderstanding of the layout of the room.
In front of you.
Right, you're in front of me, but is the robot like behind you then?
I was under the impression that you were by like one side of the room and he was on the other side of the room.
Like, Bastion is standing between the robot and Sprawl.
Because we were
Yeah.
both told we saw him, and so if you came up directly in front of me, if you're facing me, you can't see it, and I can't see him. If we're
I
both
said
looking
he
in opposite
looked-
directions.
See, like he looked past you to see the villains you were rolling with, and then he looked like behind him and he saw the villain. So he's like directly in between the two of you, because he intends to be like a literal obstacle in your path.
Okay.
He's again trying to see, just how much of your humanity you're willing to give away for this.
Okay. Well then, instead of like turning around or whatever like that, I would have been moving to walk around you when I detonated it.
He's in front of you. He's like, you're gonna have to hit me. Oh, no, you won't do that, Horace. I believe in you.
I just kind of like turn my head to the villains and I go, do what I hired you for. And I move to go around you again.
We
My,
see LCD like pull a needle gun.
I
Sci-fi bot
another,
starts charging you, and
another burn right as he says that.
go ahead.
I'm gonna spend one to do moat and trap me and Sprawl in this like barrier.
And I'm going to come in and defend from above, like use the hole that they blew as a place to as a hole to shoot through.
Pie kites are still there.
Okay, well in that case,
Is anyone informed Rock and Roller?
Rock and Roll is doing something else currently a little bit.
What is Rock and Roller doing? Just because I'm
Most-
hearing.
Mostly, very particularly, placing explosives and looking out for Madam Nix.
Yeah, you're gonna need to roll Superior and Freak.
All right. Will one affect the other?
Superior for the bombs, Freak to not be noticed.
Okay.
But notice it's night. And
Okay,
there are
those
no
are the
windows.
bombs. They are placed in a
No, you're
certain-
placing them in a good enough opportunity. They're not all placed yet. But you are making great progress, and they are definitely being put where they needed to be put.
All right, and now.
You got a good. You're like halfway done,
Oh shit!
or like a third of the way done.
Suddenly being
Unfortunately, after you get to like the third of the way done, you're like, okay, time to move back to the next part, and we just see like this like office chair.
just turning dramatically.
Yeah, it just turns dramatically, and we see the form of Madam Nix in this kind of like full kind of like bodysuit made out of like just pure shadow. Off to her, like at her hips are just two guns.
Yeah.
To her back is just one. To like the side of the chair, kind of like attached lazily by rope, is a katana.
Yeah.
And
Ian,
we just hear Kill Bill sirens.
Yeah, Ian like turns around dramatically. Oh,
And
hey,
she goes-
Noah. I'm certainly not planting explosive in a certain pattern to have a cool effect later on. I'm totally not doing that. I'm totally like sweating on my helmet.
You're totally not going to be hurled from the building about 15 floors in 5 seconds. Unless you want to kick yourself out, dearie.
No, I have to stand up for myself. I have to stand up for the team. I can't do that.
Virgil said that when I was trying to get information out of him.
Well, yeah, but they're all my friends. I have to save them, and like as good as your
Who
pancake
explosives?
taste- Well, there's for something else. But look, your pancakes are great, but I can't let you stop my friends from doing what they're doing.
Nick, did Bastion ever tell you of the agreement?
Yeah, but that's not an agreement between you and me.
Oh, honey, I'm sorry for the pain that I'm about to put you through.
All right, but one final question, one final.
And you can see her pull one of like the mini Uzis from her side and point them at you and go, "What?
Can I play for song for my fans?
You know what? Fine.
All right, so
I'll let you have that last wish before you
Yeah.
get hurled."
So I take out my guitar dramatically, seemingly in slow motion from my back. Take out my phone and start typing. I know to all of my fans, I need you right now. Whatever possibility you have, take out any lights you have and point them to the Aztec building. No matter if it's a tiny flashlight or floodlights that you have for some reason. I need your help right now to light up the darkness. And yeah, that's asking my fans for a favor.
Roll it.
Damn. Please, yes!
Woo! Yep. So we just
And-
start like we don't see it obviously because
Yeah.
it's actually really minute since I have about 2 million flashlight phones. About half of them are pointed in the wrong direction.
And as I do that, I start playing U2's Light My Way.
I am not putting on you two.
Well, too bad I'm putting it on my end. But yeah, I'm playing that for my fans.
Totally fine.
And yeah, millions and millions of flashlights, phones, and maybe car lights are lighting up the night bright as the day.
I wouldn't say bright as the day.
Well, but close enough. That's the power of rock and roll.
It adds to the
It's
light pollution.
but it would be enough to weaken Madame Nick's powers, right? Her being now engulfed in light.
But yeah, she gets a little smirk as it's not total night now.
Yeah. Alright, now we can fight. Bring it on, Killer Queen.
She just clicks her heels and just this gigantic, like, basically a fist the size of a room comes out from a door and just punches you.
I engage the fist with my guitar.
Go.
Alright.
Choose an option.
I avoid a powerful blow. As I
Yep.
just
So we just see this bank about of 2 windows as you kind of just hurl yourself out of the way, and then just fight it back with just like you're like taking like the general light and now just using it as like a weird kind of like floodlight cannon to just force it back. You got promise, honey.
got more than that. I got rock and roll and the power of friendship.
And cheesy one-liners from
Alright.
1990.
That's enough, lady. Alright, yeah. Engaging her myself, like trying to
He
bonk
just
her.
starts firing bullets out at you.
Yeah, I zip through the bullets and wanna just bonk her with my guitar.
Go for it.
Avoid the powerful blow and dismay or fright mine. I take away her guns.
Yep. So you kind of just like you go up, zip through the bullets, kind of like knock them out of her hands, and at this point she kind of like just flips out of the chair, sword coming with, and she kind of just like pops it, and you think it'd be steel, but it's like this kind of like ebony material.
Holy shit. Finally a more honorable way to fight. I like hold up my guitar like a sword. Can't stop rock and roll, lady.
And yet, the night comes the night comes as it's told. So,
But if people believe in you, you can light up the night, bright as the day. And I point out of the window. There's so many people believing in us, and I won't let them down. And even if I have to fight the night herself, I will do it. Because that's the power of rock and roll. And yeah, crossing weapons with her.
Yeah, and we kind of leave that as we go back up. Verification, you kind of...
Have I broken through the Pikeites yet?
Yeah, we'll say you have. Now you kind of like see the option. The villains see you and they're like, bot, take care of it. As Dinomat kind of like pulls up these knucklers with like charges at the end of them. And we just see LS Doom just pull up a needle gun and starts moving away from the hole. You see what you now know to be Sci-Fi Bot in a superhero armor just rocket towards you.
A what in superhero armor?
Sci-Fi robot. Or a Sci-Fi bot.
Yes. Well, considering it's a robot, I don't have to worry about killing it.
Actually, without the brain in the thing.
I open up with the plasma lances.
He doesn't care about killing it.
He doesn't care about killing the brain in the jar. You forgot Sci-Fi Bot's a brain in the jar.
Verification has forgotten. Or does not care anymore.
And once again, we've hit our usual quota for for a mission.
Whoa, man.
Good thing that happened to fail, so we didn't just commit 2 different crimes.
So, you see more lasers pierce through the building and start heading into the streets. Dimitri's just kind of like eating a potato, like a roasted potato with a fork, as he kind of sees this. And he's munching and he turns to the ringer and he goes, I think we should start making our way up. And the ringer just kind of like gestures a hand to the beam with an eyebrow and just starts walking towards the building. Not the second time we've had to intervene with these kids. Dimitri just kind of pulls up like this modified looking AK-47 and goes, sadly.
Oh my.
As we get in, verification, the beams Sci-Fi Bot just dodges the beams and he just comes right on top of your ship and he points like to his own 2 cannons and he goes, I hope you like floors. And so these 2 kind of like pulse waves just take out and like your wings just get bent in like upwards about 50 degrees.
Yeah.
And the ship starts going down. Again.
Yay. Alright.
As we kind of just see the verification ship just get pummeled after blast. We see Bastion pull off the moat between him and Dinomat. The robot behind you is just looking very amused.
Well, it's not only just between me and I'm making like a.
I mean, yeah, like you try to you make a wall of fire between you and.
Because it's like partially to keep them out, but also to keep Sprawl in.
Yeah. So Sprawl, you're locked in between a wall of fire between you and your ad hoc team, and locked in with Bastion and the bot.
All right.
And the bot kind of chuckles and then he like says, "I don't think Horus is up there. At least not in the reigns."
I don't think I really care about your opinion right now. And he kind of walks up in front of Sprawl again. He's like, I don't know what else I can do but stand in your way as a friend. I wasn't strong enough to apparently earn your trust that we would do this the right way. And I'm not strong enough to stop you from doing something you're going to regret. So I can only hope that my friend, that my brother's in there. And he's gonna do right by me.
So I raise up a hand, and I place it gingerly on your shoulder, and it's probably one of the more human actions you've seen Sprawl do in a long time. And then I want to mark a doom track to use another power to get power negation, and roll wield my powers to implant a power negating device into his shoulder.
Go ahead.
Oh, this is another person who has fucking a doom track that can just turn off my powers.
Yeah, welcome. Happy about that. It's what the Doom's got for it. In any case, roll, Sprawl, roll. What option?
We can make it temporary.
Well, it is technically if you choose like neutralize an opponent or threat, at least for now.
Oh, that's right. I was
Sorry.
thinking that directly engage. Yeah, the neutralize his powers at least for now.
So you see this Bastion, and he puts this arm about you, and you're like, yes, I got it through to him, and then you feel like this kind of like sting in your shoulder, and you just get this splitting headache, and the wall of flame just drops. And Dino Matt just rushes you with those kind of like makeshift knucklers, and he just pulls up into an uppercut before you can even realize just the sheer betrayal. And you just feel this like miniature detonations just chunk under your chin, and you're just blasted up into the ceiling. Roll me to take a powerful blow.
I guess I'm gonna say one thing to Sprawl before I get taken out of this fight. He just looks at you and he's like, and he's not upset. He's not betrayed. He doesn't have a look of betrayal. Just calm. He's like, okay. And he does, like, there's no resistance. He lets Mr. fucking 2-bit villain over there hit him dead on. And probably, knocks him out yet again. So that's
Yep,
fun.
you're watching the ceiling.
I mean, I'm not watching anything. I imagine I'm out cold.
Yeah, you're out cold in the ceiling.
Oh, you're lodged into the ceiling.
You're like part of the ceiling now. Like, you are not falling back down. You're just in the ceiling.
So, like, he's laying up there. I mean, what is he? Obviously, he looks unconscious or whatever, but, like, how bad does he look? Like, how
it looks awful. You thinking, like, there's blood coming from his mouth. There's a tooth on, like, there are a couple, like, two teeth on the floor. There's some bad bruising.
Okay. So, seeing that, Sprawl kind of freezes in place. And just like if anybody could actually see his eyes, they're like kind of rapidly shifting. And they kind of go dark. When they come back up, they look a little more normal. And what I'd like to do is I advance throughout this session, and I want to take Moment of Truth again.
Oh my god.
What the fuck?
Is that okay?
No, that's amazing.
It's the mechanic.
Okay. Well, I just want to make sure.
You can't Moment of Truth right now. That's totally not part of the game.
Well, no, but I mean, I don't know about picking an advancement, like in the middle of it, like something like that. Like I'm in between sessions taking it.
Totally what you can do.
Okay.
You can take an advancement at any time.
Okay. And so, like, seeing that in the eyes, that happens, and Sprawl just kind of whispers, like, no. And he takes a step towards the robot, backhanding Dino Matthews as he moves past him for hurting his friend. He told him not to kill them, and it looks like he's dead up there, sending him kind of flying across the room. And as the robot goes to make a move,
Yeah, he's
Sprawl,
out.
Sprawl just like, as the robot looks like he's going to make a move, like Sprawl's whole body just starts like bubbling and pulsing, and it just explodes outwards, and he goes full gray goo as he engulfs the entire room and everything in it, and it expands out, absorbing the entire building as it does, and everything in it, and basically just completely tearing apart anything that's not organic as it sinks back down, gently bringing out anything organic, flashing it out. And as he does this, he also takes into him all of the information in any and all of the Aztec's computers, and he just broadcasts it to every government agency and every competitor, all the secrets and everything else they had, except for anything relating to the Picotech. As the Picotech kind of swarms back and pulls back itself back in, leaving just this empty space of what was the building, with all the bodies of people who are in the building there, just kind of like gently now as the goo moves away from them. Like on the villains, any of their weapons or gear that was caught up in it is gone, disarming them, and it just pulls up into Sprawl and then kind of like disappears, and like projectile vomits out of his mouth as more and more comes out, pulling away, and his form shifting back down as a naked Horus just kind of slumps to the ground as the Pykites flee into the dark.
What?
We just kind of just see Ringer. During the building, we kind of see Madam Nyx fly out the building with, like, just grasping, like, not knowing what's going on. She grasps you, Rock and Roller, and just flies out of the building. We see, like, Silas O'Sullivan looking. We see what used to be, like, we see the head of the robot that was on top of the building. We see what looks to be, like, the backup control system of Verification's spaceship as it... Did you land it on the building?
I think it was more that it jumped out of the ship and with my suit and hoped that I survived.
Well, you have two decidedly less arms, Verification.
Oh my.
Robo arms, and we kind of just see just the brain in the jar just kind of like float out, and we kind of like it gets stopped by Dimitri and goes, "Yeah, I surrender. He made me do it." And we just look to a knocked out naked Horus, and Bastion's just also like on the ground with just bloody teeth and goes, "Oh, Live and Let Live is gonna love this."
The good old regular Sam Shafi back at the Live and Let Live.
Just laying
It's
And we
might be
see
the 5th time I've gone to the hospital.
And we see sirens right up the night as as various agencies decidedly are just broadcasting latest news about corruption, fraud, corporate espionage, patents being stolen. There's talk about laws about disrupting the natural flow of time. It got broadcasted, and if you don't think, like, this is all within the hour as we see Bastion once again take into the hospital.
Wow.
And what used to be the Aztec building is just melted.
From far away. Rock Roller screams, "My explosives! No!"
And Madam Nyx just looks to you and goes, "Yeah, cry about the explosives," as she kind of just follows like Bastion into like the ambulance.
Look, you just lost your employee as well.
I didn't care about them. We weren't supposed to come to blows. You weren't supposed to be
But I fought you.
this dumb. You weren't supposed to be this dumb.
But I am, because I'm Rock Roller.
That doesn't
Oh
matter.
my god.
I may be dumb, but I'm at least determined.
I'll give you that.
It's the why, yeah. Whatever. Let's call it a close draw, with me having the upper hand.
No.
Oh yeah, we do.
God, what? You took away my guns. Congratulations. You think I need guns?
And it would have taken much more, lady. Anyway.
I'm not dignifying this. I am not dignifying a delinquent child with explosives.
Says the villainous since hour one. I kind of crossed my hand.
Listen here. Alright? I had respect for your mentor. I still have respect for him. Because he was wise enough to move on. Alright? He was wise enough to know that he had other stuff to focus on. Not the popularity, not the show, nothing that mundane.
It was never about the show.
Alright? You can say how much you want about protecting your friends and all that.
Look, those are not just empty phrases. I believe in that.
Then you'd be worried about your friends instead of bickering out your opponent.
Well, I guess you're right. But it still is not over, lady. And I love your pancakes, by the way. And I kind of like step away angrily towards Horace.
She's gonna raise your mundane and lower your freak.
Never. Never. No one will ever raise my mundane.
Well, you better roll to,
No!
Yeah.
Woo!
Don't mess with Madam fucking Dick.
Well, at least I level up.
And, like, she just, like, well, like, one of the would have been with people as she's, like, climbing onto, like, Bastion's ambulance, points to the sword, and she kind of just points to hilt at them. And you hear, do you know who I am? And they just nod vigorously as they just, like, calmly close the doors. And the hover ambulance just gets pulled away.
Damn it. Such a cruel killer queen. Yeah, and just like sit down and start like...
See a safety blanket being tossed onto Horus. And in a very, very abandoned part of the city, forgotten, we see the Pikeite form into like this capsule formation. And first it opens up to a portum, and this stunning woman in like this kind of blue spacesuit pops out. Kind of like shakes the dust off of her and goes, "You can continue now. And remember, softer touch." And like we see this kind of like thing, like Flubber kind of like nod its head and then goes back into like the capsule form. As Sprawl's mother, the Lady Tempest, comes out. She goes, "My son will be in the hospital in about 40 minutes. I better get there." And we're gonna end the night. Well, the night I mean as in June 19th.
Yeah.
Yeah. So are we gonna have downtime?
Sounds like
we get to June 20th. And we have Sprawl on one side of the hospital room, Bastion on the other, or not Sprawl, but Horus on one side of the hospital, and Sam on the other. Sam, you're back to glowing again.
Yeah.
Down the hall with guards all over is Dino Matthews, nursing a concussion. and through the room comes two figures, easily recognizable. Bastion, through the night, when you like woke up at like 2 o'clock, all you could see was just this red-haired woman
Yeah.
come in.
He like he got up and like he was so overcome with emotion because he thought he was so close. So he's probably crying when that person walks in.
And she smiles at you and goes, "Hello, Sam."
Looks up. I don't. So in your backstory, Sprawl, when Horace was just Horace, was his mom also not around? Still then?
Yeah, she's been missing for a while in his life, like years and years.
Right.
Pretty much almost like I think I had it where he was like really young, like 3 or 4 or something like that when she disappeared.
Okay, so then I don't recognize this person who's in front of me. And he kind of looks up. He's like, do I know you?" Kind of like wipes his eyes, a little embarrassed to be caught crying by a stranger.
And she kind of like pulls off like a hanky. She's now not in her suit, though there's a weird backpack on her, and kind of like what seems to be like a gun at her hip. And she just like takes out like this hanky and she get and like blots her eyes and goes, "Not yet." And she just kind of looks to Horace and goes, "I'm his mother."
Yeah, he kind of like looks and sees Horace, and he's like, he kind of goes wide-eyed, and he's like, "Wait, I thought he's been looking for you. You should talk to him." Because like he's just standing shocked. This is the last person he expected to be sharing a hospital room with.
Well, I had a job to do. And I've come in time now that the Pike Heights have run, and he's so grown.
I was like, "Well, yeah, but you're here now, so we should wake him up." And he kind of like tries to get up. He's like,
No.
"Ow! Ow! Oh!
No.
Not gonna try moving again."
Kind of like pulls the blanket over you and just get some rest. I'll be here when he wakes up.
Promise. It's like he doesn't have anything but to do but like try to give some kind of binding effect to her. He knows that he should do at least this much.
And you can take away, like, she takes care of you for a second. Off to your left, off to your right, Sam, you see Madam Nix kind of like stare out the window, look to the newcomer and just nod.
Yeah, he sees Madam Nix too, and he's like, "Oh, hello.
Hi, honey.
I'm real sorry."
Oh, it's fine. Though you're gonna have to, you know what, I'm gonna call that thing early. Can you humble your one friend, the kid of rock and roll? Just a couple pics.
I've been trying really hard. Do you know what it's like trying to talk someone down from blowing up a building?
We're talking about the power of friendship? What am I watching? Power Rangers?
He is very close to a Power Ranger show. I'll try. I will. Scout's honor. And he kind of looks and he kind of blinks. He's like, "Wait, I'm surprised you're here."
Well, someone had to be with you. I wasn't gonna allow you to sit in a hospital alone. Not after all you've been through.
He looks so touched.
You can take away a condition.
Sweet. He's gonna take away. A lot of things happened very consecutively, and he's like, "Hey, thank you. Do you mind if I can't really move my arms right now? If you could call Melissa I'm sure she's gonna be worried.
Hmm. And she just goes and she kind of just clicks and just sends off a email. And we kind of just like she shoots off a message, and then like we see Melissa's bed. Like there's certainly like a phone notification, and then the alarm goes off, and then the lights start flickering, and then like there's like this Roomba that cleans her house that just comes in and just starts wheeling and just turning on, and then the TV starts turning on, goes to its loudest setting, and we just see that preacher video go, "Wake up! Wake up!"
Oh man. He doesn't even know the fucking chain reaction he set off just to be like, hey, in the hospital again.
And we just see Melissa just like dart awake, just start screaming, and then like all of it just shuts off, and then she just sees the notification, and it's just like Bastion's in the hospital, like Madam Nix. And she just screams again, just in frustration, pulls on like some quick clothing, and just gets her keys. It's done.
Okay, at least it's done. And he's like, he's like, I could never thank you enough. I really owe you one.
I blame this over affection from me not having a cat.
He laughs, and then he kind of has that moment that everyone, when they freaking break their rib cage, laughs, and they're like, oh, I'm gonna dial down on the laugh.
I think you've paid enough. Aztec won't be around for a long time. And with this, Lady Tempest goes, it should be about a century before a child company sprouts up, and then about 3 more till the thing that I defeated is set in place and everything is back.
I'm glad you inherited Horace's ability to read a room. Or I guess that he got it from you. He kind of just says, as she brings that mood right back down.
Well, we win in the end.
You just gotta know, it seems like true. Well, I'd be lying if I'm not tired. I'm gonna probably pass out again.
That's fine. And you pass out, and the 2 ladies are just like, cup of coffee, and goes, sure. As we see these kind of titans of elements walk out of the room together, chatting. And Lady Nix goes, so what are you going to do about your family? And she goes, well, I think a vacation's in order. I've had 400 years to think of a plan. And with that, we move to morning. Still, all the news are going about the dissolution of Aztec, the dropping of its stocks. It's insane. Just the absolute fallout, and we start with Sprawl. Horace, you wake up, and you see a face that you've only ever dreamed of.
I'm kind of blink again, and Mom?
And she smiles, goes, hi, morning.
What? What?
Nightmare's over. Nightmare's over. Funny, nightmare's over.
Kind of this point, and it's kind of like realize I'm in the hospital room as well, and it was probably all real.
Well, a living nightmare. Getting broken down and all that. Oh, but we have so much to catch up on.
like he's so stunned that she's there. Like there's not much like reaction. Like it hasn't really hit. Like it's just dumbfoundedness.
And she hugs you just as soon as you're like kisses you on the forehead and just pulls up her chair just closer.
Where have you been?
The only thing that I would deem just as important as my family. I've been saving humanity's future.
That's kind of important.
And she smiles, but she goes, but now I'm back, and I'm gonna be back for a very long time.
Oh, good. I've missed you.
I missed you too. Of course, your father is going to be absolutely livid.
Oh.
But it's just gonna take a little bit of maneuvering.
We both kind of disappeared on him.
And then we'll come back together.
And at that point, like, kind of coming to a little bit and like getting flashes of everything that just happened. He just kind of doesn't see Sam across the room or anything, but he just goes, "Sam, Sam, how's Sam?"
Sam, you're startled awake. Melissa's also startled awake. Nix is just like sitting there, like she playfully rubs the grit, like makes a gesture to make grit rub from her eyes.
Says like, oh! As he jolts awake and then immediately jolts in pain. Ow! Yeah, whoever called me. Whew.
And see him over there, and am I like attached to an IV or anything, or am I just like was I just basically sleeping in? Okay,
both of you are.
Okay. Sam.
Right here. Oh God. How you doing, buddy?
Oh, I'm so sorry.
It's fine. I'm. When you get used to it, these hospital beds are actually kind of comfortable. He jokes as he's like, readjusting
You guys
himself.
want to roll comfort and support for each other? I know it's not going to be pretty, but this is just for the mechanics more than anything.
Oh, that's all right. He probably doesn't sound too convincing on that I'm fine front.
I couldn't stop him. I heard everything. I wanted to stop him. I'm sorry.
What matters is that you did it in the end. He kind of thinks for a bit. He's like, your mom keep her promise and stay. I talked to her a little bit when I woke up at 2 in the morning.
Oh no, I'm still here.
Oh, that's good.
And he just kind of just starts crying and can't even talk.
Yeah. Melissa sees a warm smile on Sam's face that has been long absent for a while now, as he's kind of driven himself.
You can't
real hard on the paint.
You can fling yourself into easy relief if you have that covered, Horace.
Hit the morphine button is what you're saying?
Oh no, just crying. Catharsis.
Oh.
Bastion, you can heal one from the comfort and support.
Yay. Slowly working down this very full condition bar.
And swap over to verification. You're on the base. The ship's being hauled in A look of just pure disbelief.
Was this a triumph?
Yeah. Aztecs no more. No one's dead. Robots defeated. Horus breathes another day. Villains are back in jail. How they got out is still being left a mystery.
Things went so wrong so quickly with Sprawl.
And we see multiple position in the corner just like slurping like a calf drink. And by calf I mean caffeine. And just shrugs his shoulders and goes, he always was kind of unstable tech.
He was more than unstable tech. He was a good friend. But he also did not have the collective will at his heart.
I'm sure their internal reviews will get to the bottom of it. In any case, I'm glad we didn't have to spool up the jets.
Not this time, surprisingly. Not this time.
Bringing intervention tactics to Earth, Captain?
Second book of Paranoia. Sometimes the only efficient solution is aggressive sustained counterfire. Given to understand that Sprawl is no more but his host, but that its host persists.
Well, its job is done, isn't it?
I suppose.
Destroyed Aztec.
A victory.
In a sense.
I will go and see them.
Also very wise. You are, after all, his friend.
But I don't know how to react to this. To people who aren't reading from the same playbooks, who are operating like cowboys.
Book of Paranoia. The first. The collective will never be uniform. It must learn to adapt with its parts to become whole.
Indeed. So verification goes to the hospital. Bastion, you yet live?
Are you like in the hospital room? Because he doesn't have an earpiece anymore.
Yes, he goes to the hospital room, yes.
Live is a word for it. Horace is doing all right too.
This is good news, but the Sprawl technoparasite has vacated his body.
They're solid, positive, yeah.
Perhaps.
I'm gonna go ahead and one up that into a definite. It was changing who he was. And power isn't worth that, I think. At least I hope not. Kind of stares conflicted. That is obviously a statement he's not 100% confident on.
It is in the nature of things to change.
Yeah, it's just kind of like looks over the horse, who I assume is sleeping right now. But he came out of it with so many regrets. That's not how we should try to live our lives. After all, would you give up what you care about most for power?
I know what I've given up for my power, for my victories. And verification raises his right arm, or grasps the robot arm.
Yeah, Sam's expression darkens, remembering all the emotion that particular incident rose up in him. And he just kind of sighs and he's like, that's different. You don't regret the decision that led to that.
Which one?
I'm assuming stopping the captain. You believed in your heart that was right, and I'm sure, given a second chance, you would do it again.
Precisely.
That's different for Horace. I think given another chance, he would have stopped himself from becoming Sprawl.
I see.
Yeah, I imagine it's a little bit of a foreign concept, but there are times when you're given powers that you don't want to have. By the way, have you seen Rock and Roller?
Not yet.
Okay. Madam Nix asked me to do something, and I'm not sure I can do it by myself, so want to work together on a little intervention talk about bringing him down from like a 10 on the extreme meter to like at least a comfortable 7.
Unity is a necessary prerequisite to the collective will.
Yeah, I'm all for the collective will of not getting us arrested. So
Precisely.
let's talk him down from bombs ever being an option, maybe, and to just maybe be a little bit less antagonistic with Madam Nix.
Indeed.
Oh, by the way, Horace's mom came by, so that's another win in our corner. We wanted to get that done for him.
And this is important to him.
Yeah. And kind of like looks off a little bit. This is probably one of those times that Melissa's not in the room right now, and he's just like, I'm happy with what I have, but I'd give anything for the opportunity to meet people who gave birth to me. It's hard to explain how important that is. It's kind of irreplaceable.
I understand what you mean.
And as far as I know, that's been Horace's goal for most of his life. Now it sounds like he gets to have her for a while, for a long time. I wouldn't be surprised if he retires. Actually, I'd be surprised if he didn't.
And with that, we move over to Rock and Roller.
Yeah.
Right.
You wake up, you see the news.
I think Rock'n'Roller would be busy this morning doing something.
Busy doing what?
He's zipping around town, like talking to like lots and lots of different people and filming them answering his questions.
What's the question?
He's gonna put a little montage together of people explaining why and how much they love the Calamity Boys.
Oh boy, good luck finding that that demographic that isn't like straight.
Roll me provoke.
Yeah, my move. Asking them for a favor.
Boy, I can only imagine the kind of people we have as fans.
Damn it! Alright, they demand something big in return. Okay, that's fine.
So all of them are like, well, I mean, the Calamity. Oh boy, those kids.
What do you think of them?
Well, I mean, they solve the city's problems, which is really impressive. However, it's really disorienting. Every single time the Calamity is down, that everything gets shut down.
I nod, but when he said "but," I already stopped recording.
And like another girl goes, "Oh yeah, like, they're really cute." And I mean, yeah, they leave awake, but doesn't every hero?
Yeah, exactly.
And you
And
got
then-
some 40, a lot of like, there's just this old woman that stumped you and was very cranky about it, but you feel like she's cranky about everything. And then there's this old man, like this, just another man, and goes, I can't deal with this shit. I'm moving. This is this is unbearable.
Oh, and I think at one point I'm also break into verification space, ask some of the personnel there what they think of us.
And the only response is, "Where's your security clearance? And how are you breathing?"
Wait, but before I go, please tell me what do you think of the Calamity?
The one you're about to have for trespassing?
No, the teenage Superboy super team. They were here.
Oh, you mean the guys who blew up 3 floors in the entire armory? Oh, I have some words for you, buddy. Okay, I was down in editorial for 9 months. I'm part of the kitchen. No, you come back here, you bastard. I'm gonna give you a piece of my goddamn mind. Collective will, my ass. I'll show you the collective will of my foot.
Alright, yeah. Alright, and after some very fidgety editing, I go to the hospital.
That's 11 o'clock. Not the only one who gets there about that time. We see Mr. Johnson arrive with Shroudhound and a man with just sunglasses on, jeans, and a shirt that says, "I know what you're thinking," and no.
I think I see them and start running towards the room where Horace and Sam are in.
Well,
Oh, hey guys! Morning!
Yo,
And you start seeing me barricading the entrance.
hey, what are you doing?
Oh, I just want to show you something. Before the old guys arrive and ruin everything. And I kind of like hook up my cell phone to the TV. Let me show you something. And yeah, I pretty much show them like a uplifting montage of people saying what they think of the Calamity and why they're so cool.
and verification, you arrived there about an hour earlier than Rock and Roller.
Yeah, so you
Of
stay.
course.
You know, when he comes barging in, probably about the time like I wake up finally.
Yeah, you wake up again.
Yeah, and the montage is underlaid with Heroes by David Bowie.
Would this be?
You know, Bastion's gonna be touched by the small measure and not mention how it seems there's a weird hard cut like
Yeah.
every single clip.
Even some clips have their own weird hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're like you know where the butt is. but it's charming in its own little way. And he's like, "Yeah, I'm just gonna enjoy this before eventually all the adults come in."
For that
Is he
effort,
not-
can I like make an attempt to I don't know, click someone's all of everyone's condition of the three in one roll?
Big old comfort and support.
Yeah,
Yep.
pretty much.
Go right ahead.
Damn. Yeah.
Woo!
I'm gonna claim my own insecure.
I'm also gonna clear insecure.
Yeah, and I think I stopped the footage right at the point where they throw me out of the base. Though for some reason I left the guy screaming at me. You see?
Now there's the truth. He kind of just says at the end of that clip.
You see, guys? People are believing in you, even if you don't believe in yourself. You're heroes to them. To the whole city.
Well, thank you, but I'm sorry for everything, verification, and you rock and roller. Even though I know I couldn't control it, it was still because of me. I'm sorry.
Hey man, it's fine. Every good band gets thrown apart once in a while by crazy nanobots from the future once in a while. I think the same happened to Fleetwood Mac. But I came
Yeah,
from...
That part of the documentary.
If you call sex weird nanobots, and yeah, that's what happened to Fleetwood Mac.
But I forgive you, Horace. I know you didn't want to.
Thank you.
Can we barricade that door before one of them actually breaks it down?
No, there's just this moment where you see like tables and then they're gone, and you just see Madame Next just flick her hair, and then you just see Matilda just like, oh, look at me. And Tempest just giggles a little bit as Johnson, Shroudhound, and a new guy shows up.
Hey, Dad.
Hey, son. Long time no see. How's it going? How's Trey? Weird apartment you've rented out.
Yeah, it's going. He just kind of says, like, you know, I've gotten
He smiles at you.
some wins, some places.
Kisses like Matilda and then like gives you a playful punch on the forehead since that's the only thing that isn't broken.
Thank you for that mercy. He just kind of exhales as like he braced as soon as the fist went back. He's like, oh no, there's so many places where this playful punch could go wrong.
Any case, to the problem at hand, Tempest. You know what this is, right? She goes, yeah. I come from the future, how could I not? And Johnson just shrugs and goes, well, if you give us just a minute of your son's time. Not really a minute, more like 10. Because, Prompter here is gonna take a look, make sure everything's clean. Pikehites have gone and fucked off. Ma'am. And, just want to see if they left anything. She just, like, shrugs and goes, well, I don't mind. I know my boy's good. And he goes, Prompter? And like, the man kind of, like, this super American looking dude just takes off like the sunglasses and goes, "Alright, Horace, my name's Prompter. I'm with internal divisions. I make sure that basically I look for the truth inside your mind, and I either see it, you show it to me, and it's nice, or unfortunately, I'm also in charge of interrogation."
Just kind of like wide-eyed and just kind of nod.
And this will be quick. He kind of just puts a hand to like your forehead, sits down in a chair, and goes, "Well, let's get this started." And we see like Mr. Johnson kind of like with a cup of coffee puts it down for you, nods at the rock and roller and goes, "So the blockage by the door."
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, a very weird gust of wind.
Yeah, I heard something about before the old guys get here and ruin things. It's not like I have heightened senses or something.
Yeah, you know, doctors are really lame. He just
Yeah, it's a real dog-eat-dog world out there, huh?
Maybe that was part of that weird montage that went on the TV.
And as they're saying that with Prompter connect to me, like my mind jumps to exactly what just happened like 5 minutes ago before they walked in. And he sees all of it.
Switch.
You really should at these. Like, oh boy, your old man. Let me tell you about your old man. We knew he was up to shit constantly, but at least he could hide this shit. Like, it was insane how well he could hide it.
Is this?
He hid my bachelor party in the basement of my own house.
Yeah, Bastion just looks kind of mystified.
And he just looks towards you, Bastion, and go, "So how many bones?"
You know, it'd be easier to give you the number that aren't broken right now.
Yeah, well, Paula says you should be up and about soon.
Okay, I guess I'll take his word for it. But that aside, as
Gotta be physiology. It has its perks, doesn't it?
yeah, I guess so. I can get the shit kicked out of me a couple more times than you guys can. But
And he winks at that.
like, you know, as the leader of the team, I'd like to deeply apologize for yet again about on par level of destruction for our group.
Well, I mean, it was goop and not explosions.
The side-eye to rock and roller. Yeah, real great. It wasn't that, I'm sure.
Wouldn't have gotten away with it if it wasn't for your meddling kids.
Wouldn't have gotten away with it if you actually focused on our fight.
Oh my god.
I did. I was holding back her, and I pointed to Madam Nix.
Holding back.
Situation was.
Let me tell you, honey, what would have happened if Bastion didn't crawl upon his knees.
That didn't happen, huh? He just kind of stares at the wall.
I kind of look at Mr. Johnson. Are we just gonna not like think about that she was working for Aztec when this all went down? Just saying.
Miss Nix? I'm sorry, Madam Nix. And she was staring at him, giving him a death glare, and goes, "I recognize my failure and will be sure to correct it in the future." And Johnson just shrugs and goes, "Best I can do for you, bud."
Yeah, I figured.
Bastion adds, "Very good slap on the wrist, sir." He kind of nods.
And he nods and goes, "At least one of my subordinates thinks so." Pigeon couldn't fly after he tried to take a shot at her. Let me tell you that. Permanently grounded. Torture for a bird. Absolute torture. And at this point, horse, you get through the motion of having your mind shown open and and go, well, kid has done some fucked up things to get to the end. Real Machiavelli here. But yeah, he was definitely being personally suppressed by the bots. And that with that, Johnson goes, and with that, the Calamity lives to fight another day under the Great Banner. Who called it? And he goes, I'm gonna have that penguin bastard paying me $200. You know how good that feels?
You're welcome, sir.
Feels better than your ribs.
Oh, I definitely believe that. He just kind of says, he's like, yeah, those aren't going to be feeling good for a good while.
In any case, lunch will be catered. I'll have someone bring by.
I wonder. This sounds all like we're sharing a triumphant celebration currently.
Yeah, because you won. Because someone blew two moment of truths side by side instead of going through the god awful amount of directly engages we would have had to done. Not to mention how horribly shit this was about to go down. I can only imagine.
I was ready for that to be a fight that the entire time Bastion was just out for.
I mean, I was gonna moment of truth if somebody else did, but it was probably gonna be a lot less elegant.
I didn't have one.
Before we wrap up, like in game, I kind of look off to the side of the bed, and there's like a bag that my mom had brought it after, picked something up, and I kind of take it. I look inside and look to verification, and like just the bad mood and everything, the seriousness he's been in, and I go, the first book of Pronoia says you have to learn how to stay in a good mood as you overthrow the soured, puckered hallucination that is mistakenly referred to as reality. And I hand him the bag, and inside is the book called Pronoia, and it's the antidote to paranoia.
Oh my gosh.
And it's a real book.
Oh my gosh.
Oh no.
I know I was forced to do some terrible
I
things.
need this in my life.
And I'm sorry and hope this can help. It's helped me before all of this happened.
I need some good vibes in my life. This looks to be like a book about good vibes.
It is.
Oh. Verification takes it and says, perhaps one day there shall be a negative book of paranoia.
Well, I hope it helps.
Behind the breath mask, you can tell that verification is crying again and hugs you.
Can I attempt to roll comfort and support?
Yep. Also,
Sure.
verification, you can take away for the catharsis easy release of hopeless if you have it.
Everyone just.
I tried.
Well, would you say that was? Yeah.
Can I use my my influence over him to give that a +2?
Yes, you can.
Aww.
You did it.
Yay.
And course, your mother comes back and she goes, well, for the folks that can, it takes another couple of days as everyone's just kind of healing in the hospital. Bastion, you get out by 2 days later. It takes Sprawl just the same amount of time just to make sure he's checked. Once again, the Calamity makes the green light of the review board.
Bastion does want to have one last talk with Horace before we end, if we're about to end.
Yep. Horse is kind of like standing and like there's a car his mom brought out. It's very expensive looking and nice.
Yeah, he kind of walks and he's like, "Ooh, damn, your mom drives nice set of wheels."
Yeah, I guess.
And kind of just pats him on the back and he's like, "So, I figured I should ask you, so we don't have a situation with Night Prowler where he just kind of was gone. You plan on hanging up the cape?"
I think I have to, at least for now.
I'm like, yeah, don't worry about it, man.
But you've got my phone number, right?
Yeah, and I mean, don't be afraid to call me up to talk rather than superhero business. It's been a long time, but I actually have made some progress in the whole girl talk territory. So I think,
Bullshit.
hey, I got a girl to kiss.
Take a powerful button. No.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, a girl kissed me like 2 days ago. He's not gonna remember.
And we see the son just scream, "It was a peck."
Shh! Hey! Paul, shut the fuck up. I'm bragging to a friend. Get out of here.
You're just trying to cheer me up.
I'm
Take another powerful blow.
Yeah. Crush his self-confidence. He's just they laugh over it and he's like, there you go. That's the face I wanted you to leave off on.
Oh.
You'll be safe, and without me around, maybe you can keep better control of these crazy fellas.
You would think that after Night Prowler left, but then was replaced by Rock and Roller, so I'm really braced for anything. he smirks.
I think Mr. Johnson's just letting the team live up to the name at this point.
Yeah.
What, being a key phrase? And your mother honks and goes, "Come on, you got a family to repair and a vacation."
No, I turn and I hug Sam.
Before hair was long and before hair was short and boards were long, center of a surfing world was a place called Malibu.
No, I'll be right there. And turn and just hug Sam. And just, thank you. I heard every word you said, and I couldn't do anything about it. But I probably would have been lost without you trying.
Yeah, he smiles and says, and lets him go on his way. And while he's as he's staring back at him as he enters the car, he just kind of says to himself, "Yeah, it saved me too."
And we end the volume with Horace getting on the step of his dad's home, and him and your younger brother Horace just sit there just bawling as they see you, and we see this gigantic group embrace, and the little penning at the bottom we see, "Until next time, young hero."
See you soon, Space Cowboy.
Something similar, I feel, was what it should have been pressed for Night Prowler. But you get the feel.
Yeah.
We end Volume 5 on that.
Nice.
No,
Oh.
hopefully
And the
that.
session moves, except for Lucid, because I can't remember, because Lucid's getting a new person.
Another rock and roller.
No.
I could use. Oh boy.
Like the joint, it's just another rock and roller. Oh my god.
He's someone.
I now have an electronic keyboard.
Oh no.
I just want a second boy with some common sense. Where have you been all my life? Everyone here is crazy.
Oh wait, what do you call verification?
Plasma lancing into the ground.
Enter now. Kitariar.
Oh no.
What?
The mashup of Kitar and Warrior. Kitariar. Like another rock and roller.
There was
Oh
a
my
slight
goodness.
echo, so the second part of it repeated itself, and I was like, "Wow, that's
Then
like
why
some
wouldn't you just use
super
guitar?
alien name."
Guitar Man?
No, why don't you just do guitar?
Guitar, oh god. Jesus Christ. Damn.
Why don't you just keep it the guitar and like have like a keyboard Minotaur
That's
game?
way easier to pronounce.
Oh my gosh.
That would be good too.
But yeah. Hope you guys had fun.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Had to pull out a lot of emotions that
Oh,
weren't my usual spite and tongue in cheek.
Hopefully, Sam's not like on the edge anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a lot. This is a lot better of a headspace to be in for whenever he runs into his evil counterpart.
That and the chick you like, and we'll get maybe a day of downtime in the next session, but since it's volume 5 and we're going into volume 6, you have to wait till after the even volumes to get time off.
no.
So the shit will keep on rolling.
The slowest of burns.
But I will have you tell you this is one of my favorite arcs coming up. I've been waiting for a thing to shoehorn it, and you have given me the greatest ability to. Oh, it's going to be great. It doesn't involve technology.
Yeah, we have two tech ones back to back, huh? We went straight into alien
so
tech and then like super tech.
Already.
Is it Bastion's arc? I
Nope.
assume? Is it a
No,
neutral arc?
Get away from the bird. It's just an arc that is an arc.
Yeah, we go to the Bird Wars.
Oh my
We're
god.
not going to Bird Wars yet.
In Secret Invasion. Is it a rock roller arc? I don't think so.
No, it's just an arc.
Ah, damn it.
You have to wait, buddy. Don't just get like you show up twice and you get off. Like we had 3 arcs before. What another guy? We're taking a break from hyper character development.
Damn.
Man, we got all this publicity on Bastion, and like I sit this and I watch it and I'm like, oh god, Pandora's getting a lot of information on what he looks like now.
I mean, rock rollers is like social feed that looks just plastered with pictures of you.
Yeah.
A lot of them with pepperoni and cheese.
Oh boy, you're gonna be the main reason why she finds me.
I'm gonna be the main reason why she turns into a superhero at the end of it.
I would imagine Bastion would be the real reason. As I don't think she'd listen.
We'll get to that, okay? I introduced your villain counterpart for one session, and you think they're already going to be riding your ass.
Whoa! Back off. I didn't say it was
I'm just saying.
Session. I didn't say it was going to be like 3 arcs from now. I said if it would occur, that's the reason why. And that's how it probably would go down.
Yeah. Yeah, end of session rules. Before we forget.
Let us calm the memories. Let us calm the calamities in the memories. And get us end the session moves.
Nice.
I am tired.
I think, I'm gonna grow into my own image of myself. Because I think, that is the second most appropriate thing. First place would have been growing closer to Sprawl, but he is no longer an option. So he's gonna move Danger down and Savior up?
Why not?
Actually, no, Mundane. That's more appropriate. Danger down, Mundane up.
Why not?
Verification is also going to grow into his own image of himself and probably become mundane and reduce danger. Mostly seeing as he actually didn't do all that much dangerousness. And he realized, like, oh man, look at all this important stuff that I could have done if I had just had actual social acumen.
Even though I did a lot of cheering up, I don't think someone made me welcome that much. So I guess I also grow my own image. Maybe Savior down because I tried to blow up a place and maybe freak up. I did a
That would be
little.
a reason why you'd put Savior down.
Hmm?
That would be a reason why you would put Savior down.
Yeah, I think so too. Maybe not freak up. Maybe mundane now up because I sheared a lot of people up. Yeah, that's good. I'm still
From the people.
I'm still a superior menace to society, though.